Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here. And thank y'all so much. Yesterday after the show, I got all kind of emails and all thinking, glad we're back, and we're glad we're back. And it's been such a bad thing, and yet so many good things that come out of it. And we're going to just talk about this off and on. And like I said, people are still calling. Just, thank you for calling. And let's move on with our weather. Brought to us by Haney Technical Center. The program's going strong over there, so get back in school if you've been slacking. All right, high today's going to be, let's see, what is high today? 60? It's only going to get up to 60 degrees today, and low tonight, 46. All that rain's out of here. Cool weather, wind's going to be coming out of north, and it's going to be more like November, late November, early December, like it has been. Like I said, we're just trying to get back in the groove right here. Water temperature 64. That's low this time of year. It's really dropped down from that 68 before the storm and down to 64 now. So that's something we're going to need to stay on top of. That's pretty cool for this time of year. River readings. Here we are, Apalachicola, Bluntstown. Really went up. All this rain we've had, they skyrocketed to 14 foot for all you folks over in the river. We're going to talk about some river stuff later on because you really need to be careful, more careful than ever with all this stuff in the rivers and all from all the storm. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville is at 13 foot and it's still going up. Now the Apalachicola is sort of peaked out and it'll start going down later on today. And also the marine forecast, like I said, north at 9. Take a break. We'll be right back with our guest. Welcome back, and look who's here, Brad.
Good morning. Go easy on my hand.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, man.
I survived an entire Cat 4.9 hurricane, and then I hurt my hand adjusting my hot water heater.
That is a shame.
Yeah, I slipped on
you were on roofs and tarp and all kinds of stuff. You made that, but then you cut yourself on the water.
I was doing stuff we should have never been doing, like most of y'all were. And like, man, if we get hurt, we don't know what's going to happen. And then I'm adjusting the thermostat on my hot water heater, and there's a little bit of water where I washed my dog and realized I ran out of some hot water. My dog, so I was going to go turn those elements up just a little bit, so I had some more hot water. Well, when I put my hand down on that tile floor, because I've gotten fat, so it's harder for me to bend over to look at that bottom element, my hand slipped and caught the edge of the hot water heater, sliced it all the way down to the knuckle.
And you brought up a good point a while ago about our hospitals. People don't realize that we, triage of
They're still, yeah, it's going to the ER for a cut or something. I mean, you're going to be there for way too long. So fortunately, I went to a friend's house, and on their kitchen counter, they stitched me back up. So
all right. And that's how I know back in the historical, that's how we had to take care of everything at home before we had hospitals.
Absolutely.
And now we're back to that, and our hospitals aren't well yet.
But they're working tirelessly to get there. And
they're feverishly working hard, but don't get sick or don't cut yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go back. I'm bringing my sponsors on, letting everybody know they're back in business strong. But talk about what you did during the storm and your family and all. Let's get a background.
So we'll just start off. We're all totally fine. We're perfectly fine. Our houses are fine. They weren't fine, but we're all good. So we'll go all the way back to like October the 9th, that day before the storm. My sister left on the 8th to go to relatives up in upstate Alabama. Like, come on, let's just leave, all that stuff. So I was like, nah, we're going to stay. We're going to stay. The Weather Channel has overhyped it. They've over-sensationalized it. It's a business for them. They're doing it to sell ads. And that's just what I kept saying and kept saying. Well, my sister calls me at 4 o'clock Wednesday morning. And
it's getting close.
I was not a happy camper. I'm laying in bed asleep, knowing we're going to have a long day or two ahead of us. I was out, so she kept calling until I woke up. And she begged, she's like, it's going to be a 5. She's up in Alabama. She's like, it's going to be a 5. We're 100 yards from the bay. Mm-hmm. So we're right on the water. And I'm thinking, so I've been telling everybody, it's going to blow out of the north. People in the bay might be the safest. Mm-hmm. And then it all started rolling through my head. All right, what if she's right? So I walked out on the end of our dock at 4:15 in the morning on the 9th, and I'm a mile and a half from the Gulf of Mexico. We're on the bay in St. Andrews, and I hear the surf churning, just like I'm standing feet away from it. And it sent chills through my entire body. So what do? I call and wake up my mama.
Mama.
At 4:20 in the morning. And she's like, what's wrong? I said, there's a storm coming. She said, what else is new? And I said, during Opal, could we hear, because we live a few houses down from each other, could we ever hear the Gulf of Mexico? She said, no, I don't think so. I said, well, I hear it now, and I don't have a good feeling about it. So she said, well, go back to sleep, and we'll figure it out when we wake up. Well, of course, I couldn't go to sleep. So fast forward, 6:30, I packed my wife, my kids in a car, and we head north. I mean, 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
It's already starting to rain a little bit. I mean, it's windy, but it's nothing to what's happened. And we made it to Troy, Alabama in about 2 hours. I may have driven a little fast.
How was the traffic going bad?
I think I was the only car on the road. It was.
That's unlike Opal, because when Opal happened, everybody took off. People got caught on highway.
Everybody remembered Opal and said,
right.
my parents said, we aren't going to get stuck in traffic.
Right.
I said, well, me either. I'm going to hit back roads. But I hit 231 and I was gone. So that was it. And I was back in the next day.
Now, what about your parents?
My parents stayed. Fortunately, they kept our dog for us. I couldn't talk them into going. So we were all going to go stay at my parents' house. All of our supplies and everything were there. Well, my parents had oak trees fall on their house. They lost part of their second floor. Their garage crushed in on their cars, which is, negligible from what happened to a lot of y'all. But it is. So they were in the house, and my dad has Verizon, so you know what happened there. My mom had AT&T, and the reason my parents have separate cell services is when they travel different islands or different parts of town, some services work better, so they split, so they always had a phone that worked, was their thought process. Yeah. And it worked, because I'm telling you, I'm a mama's boy. I don't know what would have happened if I'd have lost communication during that. Every 30 minutes I was calling, and towards that middle of the storm, my mom said, the house is starting to come apart, and we've lost your dog. And I'm like, wait, you lost Georgie? Well, Georgie went to another part of the house, so when they realized we got to go to another part of the house, the dog was already there. That happened twice. So follow your dog. And I got a dumb dog, so I'm really surprised. I thought he'd have been outside trying to eat the wind. But we're good. We were super blessed. We had shingles. Now some of y'all are going to start getting jealous. Mama had shingles back on her house by Friday.
Well, that was amazing, yeah. A lot of us do not have them yet.
I know, and so we're weird to say we had one of my rental houses in my mama's house was completely dried in by Friday with shingles, not tarps. Yeah. Shingles. Never had tarps on those two roofs. We helped. It's just being kind. We helped some people out of a jam 5 or 6 years ago that own a roofing company, and my mama's house was the first house they went to check on, and lo and behold, they had shingles on their truck. And we just heard them. We were eating breakfast by candlelight, and we heard people on the roof, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Someone else out with a shotgun.
That's a classic case of paying back good with good.
Absolutely.
They remember that happened years ago, and they came back and took it.
Super cool.
That's great. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So here with Brad from Sunjammer. We've got so much stuff we got to cram in here, so let's get started. I do want to show you one hunting picture. Sunday afternoon, my grandson Mason got his first Tennessee, my favorite grandson, and my only grandson. Walter sent this. Of course, Mason called me that night, but I'm going to read what Walter said. Mason got his first Tennessee buck today in Dixon County at the farm. I have waited all season to take him to this spot. Now listen, this is good hunting advice. It was a strong southwest wind and wet leaves, so we could get there without getting busted. He made a great shot and survived a case of buck fever. Thank you, Lord. Recovering the buck, trying it the four-wheeler, and showing the family with him is a great memory. So, and then here it is right here. That's a nice buck. I'm very, very proud of Happy Mason, and he's just finished football season. He's 8th grader now, and starting basketball season. Now I'm gonna give away. Check this out. This is my dog pen. We hadn't used it in a while, but I'm going to give it away. I'm going to take it down. If you want it, you can come get it. You can have it. It's 10 by 12 in good shape. Got 2 gates there. I'll help you cut. We have to cut off the bottom right there where it's in the poles in there, but that's not hard to do with a Sawzall. We can do it in 15 minutes to get you loaded up if you want it. The first people to come can have it, okay? That's a good dog kennel, and it's free to a good home. All right, Brad, I'm going to let Brad start setting up some pictures, and he's going to show some stuff, but I just want to get those 2 pictures. Got a lot more tomorrow. Like I say, we're bringing our sponsors on, and you took some great pictures and got some copied. I haven't showed very many waterfront pictures, so you take it.
Yeah, this is the Governor Stone. This is right after they Because Governor Stone sunk, she flipped, she sunk, she's pretty tethered up. But this is a picture I got of them hoisting her up, before they set her back down on the barge, and it was the Governor Stone has a special place in everybody's heart in St. Andrews.
Yes.
They will rebuild her. They are setting all of that up right now, and I believe this is the 3rd time she sunk in a hurricane.
What a history! What a history!
So. I was just happened to be in the right spot at the right time to take that picture.
We need to been through so much. We need to name President Stone.
Absolutely.
We're moving on up.
Absolutely. Right. So this is the century oak that is in Oaks by the Bay Park. It survived.
That's cool.
I thought for sure she'd have been gone, but she's there. So the century oak is still in Oaks by the Bay Park, and the community, we're actually going to light her up this Friday night, December the 7th. So it's going to be, the city had their Christmas tree lighting in Oaks by the Bay Park this last Friday, but the community, we're going to light up the Century Oaks. It's going to be really cool. You're going to want to be there. And this was just the first boat that they pulled out of the marina. You can see is just,
which boat?
I do not know this boat name. Yeah. It was just I don't want to use the word random. It must have been the one on top. They were very methodical in the way they pulled it out. And then this was one of the first pictures I took. That's the boat Transition, and I thought it was just a very fitting name.
Oh, yes.
Transition, our community's in a transition, and the boat's actually partially on top of the Governor Stone. So it's not quite, they may not have been sitting right, but they were right neck and neck. And I'm standing on Bayview to kind of give you an idea at the pavilion of where this is.
Yeah.
That was the front of the store.
Whoa.
So this was one of the first pictures I got. Like I told you, we evacuated. By the way, I'm the first Stevens to ever evacuate. I still don't know how I feel about that, but I'm super thankful we did because I didn't want to put my kids through all of that. Yeah. So hindsight, I'm very glad I did.
You did the right thing.
But I took this picture when we got back, but I got pictures from cars riding by. Hey, we're terribly sorry, your ceiling collapsed. Because if you look in the middle part of the building, it looks like our ceiling collapsed in the middle. But it did not. We had very minimal interior damage. We could have opened the next day as far as structure and business once we got all the bricks moved. And everybody keeps asking about the vintage Rexall drug sign. You can see it's down here. We were able to recover 100% of it. So we have all of it, and we're putting it in storage, so we figure out exactly what we want to do with it, but we did save it. And this is actually one of my grandfather's friend's boats. I don't remember his name, but it was Past Master. And this is on Bayview. This is one of the other first boats that they picked up and set on a trailer. You can see that's Harbor Villas in the background. You can't even hardly tell where this is. They use these giant cranes, and they were like artists picking these boats up, and never gotten a strain. It was just, it's so weird. It was satisfying to watch. Yeah. Them picking it apart. They were professionals. They knew what they were doing. So, there's just a handful of the shots we got from St. Andrews. The boats, they hold a special place in my heart, y'all's as well. And
now that's just St. Andrews Marina. Now we got another whole set in the City Marina of all that happened down there. But I know these crane operators, they are professional.
It is.
And they come in there, it's amazing.
So they picked the Governor Stone. She was upside down. If you go to the Keep St. Andrews Salty Facebook page, we actually did a live video of them picking her up. Mm-hmm. She was upside down, so they hoisted her up upside down, and then they rolled her. And it was just, divers in the water, cutting stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, that's really neat. And when I went down, after a couple of days, I tried to go, I made a round, go check on all my sponsors and all. And Brad's first one, I made a big swing and ran down to check on him, and it was so cool. I went in the back door, and you had a customer there from Niceville, and he had just bought a kayak because he had seen you on the show. He watches it on. Wasn't that cool?
It was super cool. We sold our first kayak on the 12th, which was Friday after the storm. Somebody over from Walton County that got a hold of us. They drove over, and I told everybody, we are kind of open. We have to make appointments right now, and I'm probably going to cancel, and I might just not show up. But you got to pay in cash because we didn't have our credit cards figured out, which, by the way, we're fully up with credit cards now. And you got to bring gas. Because if they were coming from the outside, as we coined everybody that didn't live here, you're bringing gas. So he brought gas. He brought cases of water. We had other people that came in, also did the same thing. Their wives sent like fresh baked goods and stuff. Yeah. It was super, super cool. We were totally humbled with how many people have supported us. Yeah. And Every time I was like, we're getting low on gas, more gas would show up. It was a God thing. It was totally weird. And I'll go back. I brought in tons of gas and chainsaws. Like I said, I evacuated, I loaded my truck up and came back in. The first day I'm riding around, I run across somebody that needs gas. So I gave away 5 gallons of gas. Looking back, I brought 50 gallons back with me. I gave away my first 10%. I never had to buy gas since.
I like that.
It was just
10%.
I wasn't even thinking that, but I said, man, just gas just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. I'd show up, there was gas on my front porch. There was chainsaw premix on my front porch, and I don't know where a lot of it came from, but it was God directing people to me as we gave that first 10% without even realizing it.
That's cool. That's a cool story. All right, we're going to take a final break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Sitting here with Brad Stevens from Sunjammers. We got so much to talk about and all. Let's do our fishing game times brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers, and they're open and going strong down there. And we're going to get up with them soon. 9:29 and 11:29 this morning, and 9:54 to 11:54 later on tonight, which I doubt many of y'all will be taking advantage of. But this morning will be a good one in the middle of the day. The rain's broken, the water's getting cooled by the waves and all. So it's Christmas.
It's hard to believe it's Christmas.
Christmas is coming up. I mean,
and it's going to sneak up on you.
Today, December 4th, and we only talking about a couple
Is it already the
weeks
4th? It sure is, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah. So I got to buy. I mean, nobody's in the mindset of buying Christmas.
You got 20 days. If today's the 4th, because obviously you can't go shopping on Christmas. And I don't know what day Christmas Eve is on, but you may not be able to go on Christmas Eve.
It's a Monday. Christmas on a Tuesday. So.
Tuesday? Well, Christmas Eve, you're going to be iffy. I bet a lot of people are going to close on Sunday.
Get it out of the way, get the stress over with.
Absolutely.
So what we got here for everybody?
So just kind of the rundown, Olakai's, my Olakai shoes, none of these that I have here. I'm wearing these flip-flops today, actually, and I have each one of these shoes. But they're water shoes I should have brought. When I was on all the roofs, tarpon, and I don't wear shoes. Those of y'all that know me, I'm always in flip-flops. Well, I put on these Olakai shoes, and it was like I had suction cups on my feet as I was walking. Other people had, I guess there's a roofing shoe that's designed to hold on to asphalt sheet. I outperformed all of those with our Olakai shoes because they're water shoes, non-skid, non-marking, and they're designed to grip on wet stuff. And I was blown away with how grippy those shoes were on the roofs. And I'll be honest, I wore them for about a week straight because I never knew what I was going to be doing. And my toes are claustrophobic, which is why I wear flip-flops all the time. It reinforced me how good the Olakai shoes are because my feet never got sore in them. My feet never felt cramped. I was never ready to get home and take my shoes off. How often? I just can't wait to go home and take my shoes off. It's because you aren't wearing Olakais. So if you switch to Olakais, you'll be amazed that you're not waiting to get home and take your shoes off because they just fit. Yeah. And all their shoes have the patented flip down heel. So if you want to use it as a clog, you just slide your feet right in and, and you're good to go. All right, so there's the Olakais. Real quick, Yeti. We've had a lot of people come back in and start buying Yeti bottles because, one, they either knew how awesome they were, but they lost them during the storm, or one of their friends or something had a Yeti through the storm, and they were able to keep ice longer, their hot coffee was longer. Funny, Mama came over to my house at 5:30 pre-storm, got 2 or 3 of our Yeti bottles and pre-made a bunch of coffee. 2 days later, she still had hot coffee in there. I may have lied. Maybe it was only 1 day. So 1 or 2 days, she still had hot coffee. She said, no, we lose power just in random thunderstorms during the summer. So we knew our neighborhood was going to lose power. So our Yeti kept it. I know the next morning they had hot coffee. I want to say the next morning as well. So I was a little while getting back in town with a generator that ran. It's a whole nother story. Sunglasses. Some of our first sunglass sales came from, and I feel bad doing it, but it is what it is. People in the Cove lost so many trees. They were out walking around. They've never had to have sunglasses walking their dogs before, but the Cove community was hit extra hard. We posted a drone video on the Sunjammers Facebook page, pre-storm and then post-storm, kind of the same route, and it is heartbreaking. But they had to buy sunglasses because it was just so bright because we don't have trees anymore. The good news is all of my oak trees in my yard that survived have bright green leaves on them already. They're coming back. The oak trees are going to be better than ever, and so is Bay County. All right, this next product I want to talk about it's brand new for us, so I'm going to ramble a lot, and most of it's going to be true. This is it's a candle company. We posted on our Facebook page, on our personal page, about 3 or 4, maybe 5 months ago, hey, we need a candle company for our store. We've always sold a candle here and a candle there, but I wanted to find a candle company that meant something to us, that was local, somewhere along those lines. So this is West Bay Wax. It's a new company that's kind of started. It's veteran owned, so they're 2 Air Force guys that live here now. They're full-time Army reservist, I believe, or National Guard. I know I just screwed that up, so I apologize, but I spent about an hour with them the other day, and super good people. They hand pour all of this. They have great scents. They have your larger soy-based candles. They have your small holiday candles, and this is Christmas tree and Christmas hearth. And they smell just like what you'd expect them to. And if you like melts, which a lot of people have their melting pots, they don't want to burn candles, they melt wax. They also have their melts as well. So this is all soy based. Most of your candles are petroleum based, which is kind of, you know what petroleum is. It may or may not be the best thing to always be breathing in. Everybody says, oh, we've done it forever, it's fine. It is, but this is a better way. It burns very clean, so it doesn't mess up, you know, if you have allergies or breathing problems, it is super pure. And another thing is this scent is actually going to have a different burn rate than this scent. This scent's going to have a different burn rate than this scent.
Okay.
So they have different size wicks inside of each candle. So it'll burn the whole width of, you know, you get some of those candles and it just burns that center hole down. There's all the wax left on the side. Well, that's because it has the wrong wick in it. So they take the time to put different wicks in each candle so it burns properly. We have these on the floor today. Great Christmas presents. It's local.
Okay.
I know we're running out of time. We have 850 hats that we're going to get back in stock any day. And the original 850 hat brand is Salty Swagger, local Lynn Haven boys. So if you're wearing a Salty Swagger hat or an 850 hat,
all local stuff.
all local.
Yeah, that's local. That's local.
People will know that you're from here, and these 2 companies right here did fantastic things for this community through the storm, after the storm, and they haven't stopped.
All right, Brad, thank you so much. I'll run by and see you. We've got all kind of more stuff down there too. So
it is, and we are closed on Mondays now, but we're open Tuesday through Saturday.
All right, sounds good. Folks, thank y'all so much for watching Panhandle Outdoors. You do something good today for your fellow man. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.